Hello everybody, my name is SO5C and this is the Illusion of Gaia randomizer, and yeah, I'd like to submit this to your marathon. So I want to show you a basic seed of this game. It's a super cool action RPG from the SNES area, very movement heavy, action heavy, and I'm gonna show you what a basic seed looks like, and I'm gonna talk to you about a certain additional options that can be updated, and yeah, we'll see how fast we can get this done. Right from the start, we're just gonna set control style 2. Level intermediate decides how many status upgrades I will get from bosses. On intermediate I will get 3 status upgrades from bosses, but I will explain that in the game as it happens. And since we're ready to go, I'm just gonna say 3, 2, 1, start. Right, so the first thing that has been randomized in this game is the starting positions. I'm not starting in the main city of South Cape, which is the typical start where the story would begin. I'm actually in a dungeon right now. This is an option we call safe start. Any starting location where there are no enemies nearby. I'm in a dungeon right now, but there are no enemies nearby, is considered for a starting position, and yeah, that immediately changes up how things will play out. And yeah, we're in the middle of a dungeon and I just killed an enemy, which created an orb for me. These are enemies that I have to kill to create a pathway for me, which is really nice because this pathway led me to a treasure chest with my first item. And it's a red jewel, which is the basic currency, you could say. There is a there is an NPC that will exchange me random items for random prices. There's 50 red jewels, but I will probably not need all 50 of those red jewels. And I just used a little speedrun technique to get up these ramps a little bit faster, which is called the ramp jump. We're gonna see some ramp glitches later, which are basically the watered down version of this glitch. It's basically just using a jump attack to get a little bit of extra height. And right now we're doing our first dark space check. Dark spaces are locations where I have a point to save and to heal, and where I can usually transform, but this one is a special one. This one is one I was really looking for. This dark space has an ability. You see Freedom and you see a glowing orb, so if I go to the statue, I will transform one time only. This is not a dark space I can come back later to transform. I have to remember that. And I will pick up the orb and it will give me an ability, and it's Dark Freya. And you see in the tracker the symbol for Dark Freya is now activated, and from now on I have an ability, which means whenever I'm Freedan, which is this knight dude with the big sword, I can charge up energy and then shoot a fireball. And this is a very important ability. This is actually the only way I have to kill anything in a distance. So I'm gonna be able to use it in this dungeon right away, which is actually perfect. There were 3 items which were locked behind this ability in this dungeon, and now I can just finish them right away, which is what we're doing right now. So we're just running out as Freedan, and we're going into another room of this section. This is Sky Garden. This is actually the second major dungeon you would see in the game. Major dungeons are those dungeons that have a boss at the end, and minor dungeons are dungeons that don't have bosses, but they are important in other ways, which I will explain later. And right now we're just working our way through these dungeons. Dungeons usually have items in treasure chests, and they have dark spaces which can have abilities. So this is why I just destroyed this sword, so I can now move this statue with my telekinetic abilities. And check this dark space, and you see this statue does not have a glowing orb. This is just a transformation back to Will, but we have a much better way to transform back to Will, which I will explain shortly. But I'm not finished in this room yet. There's still an item I can get right at the end. And yeah, this dungeon has a kind of dark world, light world motive. I can switch in between worlds when I jump down these cliffs, and whenever I do something in the dark world, it also affects the light world and vice versa. So right now I killed this enemy with my Dark Freya. I could not reach it without Dark Freya. Oops. Sir, please don't disturb me, thank you. And with that orb, I can go back into the Dark World. And now I can just get to the dungeon end. Ooh, this is not good. One more hit and I will die. Please don't hit me, sir. Okay, got a health drop. This is nice. And yeah, just need to get past these fire snakes. And I got a last item, another red jewel. Kind of overloaded on red jewels. And now I don't have an easy way back to the start of this room. So I can just kill myself intentionally. This is called death warping. We do this a lot in the speedrun, but we also do it in the... Did I actually check my starting dark space? Now that I'm just wondering, the starting dark space can also have an ability. No, it does not. Death warping is very common in the game, so whenever you see me dying and I'm not putting much emphasis on it, just assume it's a death warp. And if I die unintentionally, I will definitely let you know, because I will be very, very sad when that happens. Okay, right now we're going into another section, and in this section I will need Dark Freya again. I'm going to make my way to another dark space, which is hidden very deep in this room, but it could also have another ability for me, because this dungeon is actually really good to start off. It has 8 items now that I have Dark Freya, and it has 4 dark spaces. So this is the last one I can check, but it might have another ability for me. Okay, it doesn't, but I can transform into Freedan and use my fireball again, so that's actually fine. I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna take the heal. And I'm talking about dungeons and I'm talking about items. What's actually the goal of this randomizer? The goal is to get to the comet and to defeat Dark Gaia, the evil being on the comet that wants to destroy the world by making evolution go haywire and creating all these demons. To get to the comet, I will need to get, in this case, 3 mystic statues. It's a setting you can decide for yourself. You can set it to random, you can set it to any number between 1 and 6, or 0 and 6. I choose 3 because usually that means I have to do about 60-70% of the game. So not a full clear, but enough to show off a few cool things. We just use Dark Freya again to activate this enemy, so I can go through this passage and get to the item. I'm also using a lot of little speedrun tricks, like I ran through this enemy while without taking any damage because I hit it first. That's called an iframe dash. I will have more chances to explain those later. But I'm gonna use another speedrun strat right here. I'm gonna trigger this text box, "You are not equipped," to get to this treasure chest a little bit earlier and get this item. And now that I'm done, I let the sword kill me because I'm done with this room. Back to the start. Okay, I got distracted again. So we need to get 3 mystic statues. How do we get 3 mystic statues? By killing 3 bosses. There's an option that's called player choice or game choice. So either the game says, hey, you need to get mystic statue number 1, 2, 3 or whatever, and then I have to kill these specific bosses. Or what I'm playing right now is a player choice, which means I can kill 3 bosses and I choose which ones. So I can make the decision myself depending on what I find in the dungeon. Otherwise, so I'm not that stuck behind finding one single item. I have more options, which makes it a bit easier for marathon settings. Okay, I'm ignoring most of the enemies because I don't really gain anything by killing them. If they have an orb that opens a passage for me, I will have to kill them. But if not, I'm just trying to run past them and not get slowed down, because hitting slows me down. And I want to stay running as much as I can. Okay, this dungeon was exclusively red jewels, except for the elevator key. Huh. Okay. Yeah, so I can kill 3 bosses that I like. And in the major dungeons, I will find these bosses. There's actually 7 bosses in the game. Statue 6 can be obtained in 2 different ways. So I need to get enough items to get to those bosses. And then I have 1 go mode condition. Oh, that's actually a good hint. This guy just gave me a hint where I can find my spin dash. Very nice. So 3 different statues, and that's one go mode condition. The next go mode condition is I need to find the aura. The aura is a very powerful item that will unlock the transformation into Shadow, which is the 3rd combat form we have not seen yet. And with the aura, Shadow can also do a lot of cool stuff. So that's a go mode condition. Shadow will also be the way I kill most of the bosses if I can. I will explain later why. Right now I'm just running to the city. Compared to the dungeons, the cities have hidden items or items I get from NPCs or items that are hidden in pots or whatever, so no treasure chests. And I'm just going through this city. This is Frisia. And Frisia is a pretty nice city because I can only have to go there once. Some other cities have like fetch quests where I need to get a specific item to a specific NPC to get an extra item or stuff. I don't have to do that. I just have to run through this city once. And then I can check the dark space. There's a dark space in each city for abilities. I already have the ability that I want for Freedom. There were 2 more, but I don't necessarily need them. There's a strat I can use to skip the necessity for the other abilities, but I will need more abilities for Will, which is the form you will be seeing most of this game. Will has also 3 abilities, and 2 of those are mandatory to clear the game. Right now I'm talking to the jeweler. I can check his inventory, and he has a lot of items for me. Oh, he has a lot of really good items for me, actually. And you see that my secrets, the most expensive item, is 40 red jewels. There are 50 red jewels in the game. So this means I don't have to grab every red jewel. There's 10 that I could technically skip. I'm just going to give him my red jewels now, and I'm going to get a couple more items. And this is pretty cool, actually. I'm going to explain why these items are so great, actually. But first we're going to go into another dungeon. We're going to go into a minor dungeon, which is on this continent, which is the diamond mine. The diamond mine is a minor dungeon because there's no boss at the end, but Princess Kara can be hidden in these dungeons. And freeing Princess Kara is actually our last condition before we can... I know, I'm gonna drive the elevator first, since I have the elevator key. Just remember that. Princess Kara is locked in a painting, so I need to find the magic dust to free her, and then I need to find the painting. There are 5 locations where she could be. She could be at the end of Edward's castle. She could be at the end of the diamond mine in this room, actually. I already have one of the keys. I just need another one to check the room. She can be at the end of Angel Village, which would be her vanilla location. She could be at the end of Mount Crest, the mushroom dungeon, or she could be at the end of Angkor Wat, the temple dungeon. So there's an item that will tell me where she is. There's also the possibility that some of the hint givers in the game will give me a clue where she might be. But right now I don't know where she is, so she could be potentially in all of these dungeons. But I cannot free her anyway because there's no... yeah, I don't know. I don't have the magic dust yet. Okay, I got the items behind the elevator key. There were 2 items in the back that I could get, which is pretty nice. And actually, I mean, let's check one more dark space here. There's one more item, one more dark space I can get, and then there are trap doors in this dungeon, or fake walls, that I need to destroy with an ability from Will. Will is the only one who can defeat these doors with either ability, so it doesn't really matter which one I get, but I need one of them. Sadly, I don't have any, so in hindsight, it wasn't the best idea to go into this dungeon this early. Just gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna use jump attacks a lot whenever I'm in risk of taking some damage, because during the jump attack oh my god, I did not just jump down here. Okay, this happens when you're talking and trying to avoid damage at the same time. The jump attack gives me iframes, and this well, this allows me to get out of sticky situations, basically. So, like, I can jump through this enemy with a jump attack, which is pretty easy. And now I'm back here. It's never happened. Nobody saw that. Just gonna get this one out of the way real quick. I need to get this switch and this switch done. And I'm so sorry. Speedy, bist du noch da? Läuft der Stream noch? Weil bei mir sagt er gerade, dass ich 0 Zuschauer hätte, aber der Timer läuft bei mir noch. Ist der Stream noch da? Okay, I hope this is still recording. So we made our way to a dark space. Sadly, I have to skip one item here, which is behind this wall. This wall, there's wind coming out from the wall, so I know there's an item locked behind there. Sadly, I cannot open the wall yet. I need a will ability, so I kinda messed up. I will have to double dip this dungeon. Not the big deal, because there's still one more item I can get with the Dark Freya that I just found. I'm just gonna run to a certain spot, and now I'm gonna kill an enemy that would be typically out of reach, which is this guy. I'm gonna cancel the orb by jumping into the menu. And that allows me to run up this... Oh, this is actually super good. This is super good that I came here early. This is another... Yeah, optimal item. The Lola Letter and the Memory Melody are very important items because those are travel items. Right now I am kinda locked on the continent, which means I could reach only the locations that are that you saw on the overworld menu, which were 5 locations, and then the game is locked. Usually the game is very linear, so once you leave a place there's almost no way to going back. But to break this up for the randomizer, we included travel items. And I found 3 of those travel items already, actually. Which is the Memory Melody, the Lola Letter, and the Large Roast, which is really, really good. And actually, with Lola's Letter and Memory Melody, I have open worlds, which is pretty cool. So I can now leave this continent. There's nothing more I can do. So we're going to use our first rebel item right now. We're going to the Diamond Coast. I've visited this place briefly to get an item, but now we can talk to this dog. This dog is like a stand-in NPC. And now I get this travel menu. This is pure rando. This has nothing to do with the vanilla game. And now I can basically move between the water locations, which are the Diamond Coast, where I'm now, Watermere, which is Continent 3, so further into the game, or South Cape, which is Continent 1, so earlier in the game. So I'm gonna go early into the game first, and I'm gonna grab these items here. In the starting city of South Cape right now, there are 4 different items that I can grab. One was in the fisherman's pot. One is down here, a Statue of Hope. That's a dungeon item. That's really good. This is gonna open me some passages in another dungeon, just like the elevator key opened me the door in the diamond mine. This is Grandma Lola. She will give me another red jewel, which is fine. And now we're in the school, and this is the teacher, and he will tell me what statues are required. If this was a game's choice seed, he would tell me the exact numbers, and they would be marked on my tracker. Right now he just says 3 statues are required, which means I have free choice, as long as I get 3 of them. And we're gonna check the dark space still, of course, because we still need more will abilities. Hey Zordon, thank you. And we got the first, we got the first fake in the clock tower. There are 2 items that are just nothing or empty treasure chest. So yeah, we found one of those already as well. Okay, yeah. These other items from the jeweler are not that great. They are dungeon items for later, or boss items. So red jewels are not that great right now. I will switch from checking as many items as I can to getting more dark space checks in, but since I'm on continent 1, I might as well get a few more checks out of the way. This is the Moontrap challenge. I need to kill 6 enemies in 20 seconds. But I already found a strength upgrade in a dungeon, which means I'll deal a little bit more damage, which makes killing these enemies a little bit easier. If I don't mess up. Come on. There we go. Almost messed it up. And it's Lance's letter. Oh, this is the item that will tell us about Kara's location. So we're going to use it right away. And it says she's in Edward's prison. And now you see on the tracker that there's a icon next to Kara's portrait in the bottom line. So now I have a reminder where she is, and now I know exactly what to get to free her. I will need the magic dust still. That's a universal item that I always need, and I will also need the prison key. And I will need the help of my friend Lily. But first we're gonna get another hint. Seaside Palace's Psycho Slider. Wow! I got the hints for the 2 will abilities I want. So early in the game. This is a really generous seed. This is really, really so generous of the seed to tell me everything. Really, really nice. Okay, I'm gonna get another item from this guy. And this is the necklace. And this is one of the items I need to get my friend Lily. So this is actually very cool. And now we're gonna get ourselves arrested by the king, and we're gonna end up in the prison cell. Sadly, the prison cell, I'm stuck right now. There's just little Hamlet, the piggy, that will come and give me an item. In the vanilla game, he would give you the prison key. Obviously, he did not here. So I'm stuck, but there's a dark space here. And whenever I'm in a dark space, I can just basically save and quit. I can always return back to my starting position. So now I'm back on continent 2. And I'm back in the dark space in the Sky Garden where I started. So I'm never locked out. I can always, as long as I reach the dark space, I will always get back to my starting position, at least. Okay, we're gonna go to. Actually, do I want to? Yeah, we're gonna go to the next continent, which is the 3rd continent. So we're gonna take the boat or actually the fish monster. If we are using Morse code to get in contact with our friend Seth, who is transformed into a fish monster at a certain point in the game, and we learn Morse code by using Lola's letter, and then we can contact him. So we're swimming by giant fish, but yeah, it's just a screen transition basically. Gonna go to Watermere, which is the city on the 3rd continent. Gonna get more red jewels, gonna get more herbs. Like I said, red jewels are not that important at this point in the game. They might be later. Right now I'm just very, very curious to find a will ability very soon. And I found the defense upgrade. Perfect. So I have a strength and a defense upgrade already. It's basically just what you would expect. I don't have any equipment slots or better weapons or better armor. I get these stat upgrades, some that I can just find as items, like my first strength and my first defense upgrade, and the others I will get from bosses. Whenever I kill a boss, I will get 3 random upgrades. One will always be an HP upgrade, the other 2 are random. And so by killing bosses I will get stronger, but obviously I need access to those bosses first. Right now I cannot access any boss, so I will have to live with the 8 HP that I got from the start, and yeah, 2 strength and 1 defense right now, which means I take 1 less point of damage from every source. Okay, since the dark space was empty, I'm gonna check 1 more location, which is the Angel Village dungeon. I could go into the Great Wall right now. I could go into the Dungeon of Mu right now, which are on this continent, but those are pretty hard dungeons, and I have some more faster, easier checks available to me, so I think I will do those first. Also, I will get a will ability when I do that, a guaranteed will ability, so I think this is gonna be my priority right now. Oh, and there's another one. Okay, I'm gonna pick it up. It's not gonna be useful. I know this has to be Psycho Dash. This is the first basic ability, but it can't do anything that the others 2 can't do as well. So once you find Slider or Spin Dash, Psycho Dash is basically useless. Just gonna pick it up so you have it in the tracker. And yeah, instead of going deeper into dungeons that I cannot fully clear right now. I'm just gonna work my way forward. We're gonna use our next travel item, which is the memory melody. We're going to visit our cousin Neil, who lives in his cottage, and he's an inventor. He invented the airplane, but he forgot where he parked it. So we're gonna play the memory melody, and he will remember, and then he will be able to fly us between certain locations. And these locations are the continent 5 and 4, which are the continents I'm still missing. So we're gonna just fly to Dao. And now we're on the last continent of the game, which is only 2 locations, Dao and the pyramids. The pyramid is super hard, and we need Shadow to get in there, so we need the aura. So we're not gonna go into the pyramid right now, but we will go to the dark space, because a hint told me that I will get my spin dash here, which is the most useful and also the most broken ability. I will be able to get out of a lot of dicey situations using spin dash, and I will also use it to gain extra speed, but you'll see that once I go into a dungeon. Okay, we're gonna get another hint here from this lady. Lola's melody is in the pyramid. Very good. I will need that item too. And we're gonna play Snake Panic. 60 seconds. You need to hit a certain number of snakes, which is not a problem. You can miss quite a lot and still make the number. This is not the problem. But the time is randomized between 10 and 60 seconds, and sadly we got 60 seconds, so even though I probably already hit enough snakes that I need, I will have to wait the 60 seconds to get the prize, which is kind of sad. So yeah, now I know everything that I need. I know I need to get more bosses now. I know where Princess Kara is, and that what items I need to free her. And I know where the aura is, so I just need to pick it up eventually. So the first section of the randomizer has already been completed. I have open world, and now I have to decide where to go, where my items are located, what is the most efficient way to work through the seed. I'm playing on the completable logic, which means the seed will give me access to everything, but I have to decide where I want to go, so I will be able to clear everything if I follow the seed, but it might not be necessary. I'm gonna give my large roast to this guy. That's another travel options. There's always 2 ways to travel between. Why am I looking in here? There cannot be an ability in here. I didn't need to check that. There's always 2 ways to travel between locations, so if I didn't have memory melody, I could have just used the large roast to get to Dao as well. Right now, we can use our first fetch quest. I have the Gorgon Flower. I can use the Gorgon Flower to de-petrify these girls, and one of them gives me an item, which is an herb, which is a healing item, which is very nice. Healing items are kind of limited in this game. There are only 12 herbs I can get. And yeah, I can't get any extra, so I will need to manage these. You will only see 1 stack of herbs in my inventory because they only take 1 slot. Inventory management is a pretty big thing in this game. My inventory space is limited to 16 items, and certain items can only be used or sent in at certain locations. Some need to stay in your inventory, like the herbs. You can't just put them out and take them back in. There's not like a bank or anything. So I will need to be mindful of my inventory space a lot of times. And I will sometimes make decisions to go somewhere just to get rid of items from my inventory. Right now, no, I don't need to check this. I just need to go into the shop. There we go. Right now I'm in the next city, which is the city of Euro. This has 7 items, but 1 is a fetch quest item, so I will not be able to get it. But a hint promised me that the aura will be here, which would technically unlock the pyramid for me. Though I am still a little bit weak to go to the pyramid. I will probably start... Oh, there's the fetch quest item. Ha! What a nice coincidence. I found the apple, which I can turn in here. Pretty nice. This is the aura. This has been promised by the hint. Just gonna order my inventory a little bit. And we're gonna get another hint from these 2 guys. Snake Game has a red jewel. Yeah, I know that already. You can see that the hints are... They have been super useful so far, but they can also troll you a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna get one more hidden item, which is here. Yeah. So the logic that I'm playing is completable logic. There's also the beatable logic, which will give you enough items to clear the game, but not necessarily anything. So sometimes items are locked in the dungeon that you would need to access them. So you are locked out of this dungeon by item logic, which can happen in beatable logic. And then there's also chaos logic, which can also change the locations where I can find abilities. Oh, the Purification Stone is actually pretty nice. So I can also be locked out by, by the placement of my abilities. And right now I'm done with Euro, so I'm going to take the last location I can reach with Neil. This location is only reachable with Neil, with the airplane. This is Babel Tower. The boss rush is in here. I cannot access the boss rush yet. But I can get 2 items that are locked in here. The boss rush would be statue number 6. Obviously at the end of the game, but there might be a better way to get a statue 6. By using 40 red jewels and going to My Secrets. My Secrets is the secret bonus dungeon, which also has a boss. And if I kill the boss in the bonus dungeon, which is much faster than doing the boss rush, I will also get statue 6. So that's an option for me to keep in mind for later. Okay. I could go back into the diamond mine, get these 2 items that I skipped from earlier. Or I could just go into another dungeon now that I have all the easy checks out of the way. I think I want to go into a dungeon because we now have our first boss available to us. So we're going back to Watermere, continent number 3, and we're now going into the 4th major dungeon. So Mystic Statue number 4 is locked in here. Behind the Sandfanger, we're going into the Great Wall of China. And this is a pretty cool dungeon. I'm going to use a couple of speedrun strats, like I hit this guy to get through his hitbox while he was in hurt animation. Basically a variation of the iframe dash you saw me using with Freedom earlier. But also this is the dungeon where you would usually get spin dash. So there are all these ramps that I can use. Oh, mushroom drop is actually pretty nice. So instead of just working my way to the dungeon, I'm just going to take a def warp here. I'm going to charge up my spin dash. And I'm just going to jump over this ramp and skip the entire room. Oops, I was a little bit too slow. So I'm just going to skip the tedious parts and just jump over these ramps whenever I can. And this boss is actually the only boss that is not locked behind certain boss items. This boss is only locked behind abilities. I need Dark Freya and Spin Dash to access this boss, and I have both of those. So we will definitely fight all our way through this dungeon, and we will definitely kill the boss. Also, since I know my last ability is going to be in the Sea Palace, which I don't have access to yet, I will be skipping Dark Space checks from now on. There are 2 more Freedom abilities, but like I said, I don't need those necessarily. I can work my way around using those abilities. So I will now just ignore Dark Spaces, except for healing or for, Dark Space warping, save and quitting back to the start when I'm in a location I don't want to be. Okay, there's one more item to be gotten here, which is this one. It's the black glasses. Okay, I'm gonna use these right away because my inventory is already a little bit full. There would be a dark space in this room in the downstairs section, but we're just gonna ignore that. Instead, we're going to jump down. Oops. I did not do that corner boost, right? Jump down here and get into a dark space in the middle. There's a barrier right now that I cannot destroy. I need an orb for that. The enemy is out of reach. So what I will do is I will transform into Freedom. The Statue of Shadow is here, by the way. So I could transform into Shadow right now, but it won't help me much. So I'm not going to do that right now. I need Freedan to kill this enemy here. Gonna charge up my Dark Freya. Probably gonna need... Oh, I found an upgrade already, so 2 are all it needs. Perfect. There's an orb coming, there's an explosion happening, but I don't need to look at that. The explosion is happening whether I'm looking at it or not, so just gonna run out, gonna go back to the dark space and transform back to Will, because the boss is locked behind another of these ramps. I need Spin Dash to get over that. So this is a boss that I need to fight as Will. There's no other way around it. And that's kind of sad, because bosses in this game have certain properties. They all have 40 HP. So, yeah, 40 hit points. And the damage they take does not care about my strength upgrades. As you can see, I found another strength upgrade, so I do have 3 strength at this point. But, yeah, the bosses don't care. They will only take damage that is correlating to the form I'm in right now. Will only do 1 damage to the bosses, so a boss with 40 HP I have to hit it 40 times. And Freelan would do 2 damage, so only 20 hits necessary. And Shadow would deal 3 damage, so only 14 hits necessary. So it would be way faster to kill a boss as Shadow. But this boss sadly is locked behind the Spin Dash, so I need to be Will to get here. And this is our boss, Sandfanger. And he can give me some good RNG or bad RNG. This is a good start. He's giving me an X cycle right away. And the X cycle I can get many hits in, up to 8. In the other phases I can only get 2 hits in. Whoops. Need to make sure I don't get hit. There we go. And this is also another option that could be activated as a donation goal, which is the boss shuffle. Which means I still need the same requirements to get to the boss room. But once I enter the room, there will be a random boss in here. So I can only reach this room as Will still. But there might be a completely different boss that I have to fight as Will. Which could make things a lot harder for me, depending on the boss that is hidden in here. So that's another option that could be activated as a donation goal during the marathon. I can talk a little bit. You've basically seen everything the boss does. He's just gonna jump up and down, and I'm just trying to hit it. I'm gonna hope I get more egg phases, because then the boss dies a little bit faster. We have not seen a vertical phase yet, which is basically the same as the horizontal phase, just a little bit slower, but he's gonna jump up and then sink down again. This is one of the vertical phases. He's just gonna jump down, and I'm gonna try to get another hit in. Aw, he gave me an egg right at the start, and now he's being stingy. This is not good RNG for me. I want to see many eggs. But sadly, I don't get any, so we have time to talk about this. Another option that could be activated is the overworld shuffle. What you saw me right now was using the overworld map on... and seeing certain locations that are all correlated. I was talking about continent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you could do is put all these locations, these overworld locations, in the mixer. And then all the continents are shuffled and are built up differently each seed. So the travel items still do the same thing, but the locations that I can reach would be completely random, which means the travel items may be more or less... interesting for me. Like Lola Letter could just be completely pointless, because all the locations that are connected by Lola Letter could be on the same continent. So this is called Overworld Shuffle. This is another option that could be activated. I'm gonna dip into a dungeon right now. We're going into the dungeon of Mu. This is my least favorite dungeon. It's the water dungeon, of course. In this dungeon there are 3 levels, and right now I just can reach the top level. I will need to drain the water to reach the lower levels. I need statues of hopes for that. Luckily I have 1 statue of hope already, so I can already drain 1 I can already clear the middle level. Sadly, there's not much to be done in the middle level right now, because to do it fast, I would need the slider ability, which I know where it is, but I can't reach it yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this as a dip. I'm gonna clear the top level. I'm gonna set down the Statue of Hope. I'm gonna try a little skip here. Ah, I messed it up. No problem. The idea was to jump through this bouncing ball, so I don't get pushed back. Sadly, I did not execute it correctly, but the backup strat worked. No problem. And I'm also cancelling all these orbs, so I don't have to look at the animation. I'm just hopping into the menu for a split second and then out again. So I don't have to... I can basically run through the blockades. The graphic is still there, but the game state has already updated, and I can just walk through the wall at some point. This is called orb cancelling. There's orbs in every dungeon, so if you use it consistently, you will save minutes across the run. Okay, there we go. You see the water in the middle level is now done. I could reach these green areas, but like I said, I'm gonna wait a little bit to go in here. I'm just gonna get these last 2 items, and now I'm going... Oh, the prison key. This is actually pretty good. This is one of the items I need to get Kara. Very good. What she's going to see now is that the death warp takes a lot longer. This is because I got stat upgrades by killing Sandfanger. I went from 8 HP to 11. So 1 HP upgrade worth 3 HP points. I went from 3 strengths to 4. So 1 strength. And I went from 1 defense to 2. So I got a mixed bag. But this is actually a pretty nice mixed bag, so I'll definitely take that. Okay, and now that I'm a little bit stronger, I'm going to go into the most item-dense dungeon in the game. I'm going to go into the pyramid, also one of the longest and hardest dungeons, but I have some herbs right now, I have some more stat upgrades, and I have Shadow and Spin Dash, so I can full clear the place, and I think I'm gonna do that, just that. We're going to use Neil to fly back to Dao. And I am going to go straight into the pyramid. And the pyramid is pretty hard. These enemies would deal 6 or 5 HP points of damage to me. Luckily, I have 2 defense upgrades, so they will only do 4 or 3. But it's still a lot if you only have 11 HP, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful here. Also, I'm going to talk to Gaia here. She's going to give me... This is the only Gaia statue that gives you another item. She gave me another herb, which is nice. I already have 9 out of 12. And now I'm transforming into Shadow, and I'm equipping the aura. Shadow deals a little bit more damage, but he cannot do jump attacks or spin dash or anything, so he's pretty vulnerable. I don't have these iframes that I can generate as well. But what he can do is, whenever there are these tiles in the floor, I can basically liquefy myself by using the aura and then sink through the floor and basically shortcut. I need to do that to get into the pyramid. And now I'm going to use it to shortcut a couple of rooms. Okay, I'm using some more iframe dashes by hitting the enemy and then running through the hitboxes. I'm also using an aura glitch right now. I attacked just before I used the aura. So if I had landed inside an enemy hitbox, the game would have imagined I'm still attacking because I hit the attack button just before I pressed the aura, and I would have pushed the enemy away. So that makes dropping down into areas where our enemy is a little bit safer. I can always go back to the top with these teleporters, but that's slow because I have to be Shadow again and I have to sink all the way down again. So we're just going to get 1 more item as Shadow, which is easier to get as Shadow, and then we're going to start death warping again and start using Will again, which is basically our default. We will use Shadow for all the boss kills, but we will not use him for many dungeon passages. There's technically 1 more item in here to be gotten with Shadow, which is the longest check in the game and the most difficult one, which is called the Killer 6 item. There are 6 of these laser orbs, which are in a very narrow spot, and they can just, stun lock you with their hits when they shoot at you, and it's very easy to die there. So, like most runners, I tend to save that check until the very end and mostly last located. I think I could do it with my, if I used all my herbs right now, but it's also a very long way to get down there, so I will try to avoid it. Okay. I'm just going to do one more iframe dash through these guys. Perfect. And get to this item, which is another herb. Wow. This game gives me a lot of herbs. And now I'm death warping again, because death warping always transforms me back to Will. So now I'm in the lower section, but I am Will. And now I can do these rooms as Will. And I can use my spin dash to get little speed boosts. So I'm going to charge it up, and whenever I can, I'm just going to use this whirlwind to get quicker through the rooms. While I'm using the spin dash, I'm also invulnerable, and any enemy that hits me will be damaged. I will use that to get through enemies without getting hit. I will use that to kill enemies. You've seen me kill the 2 enemies on the top of the pyramid with spin dash. Spin dash is so useful and a little bit broken, I admit it. So we're going to get, oh, the diamond block. This is another dungeon item. Very nice find. We're going to use Will to get all these items. There are 6 rooms. Room 5 I already cleared with Shadow. Room 6 we've just done. We're doing them in reverse order because on room 1 there's no good location to death warp. So I'm saving that one as last to, use the teleport and get out of the pyramid. So we're doing room 4 right now, which is the most challenging Will room. I'm going to have to use spin dash a lot here, not just to avoid enemies, because there are also these ramps. But first I need to go through this mini gauntlet of enemies. Very small rooms, very many enemies. But so far so good. Did not get hit yet. One more room. Oops. That was not good. That was not good. I did not get the pixel of the... Oh. I done goofed. No problem. I can save this. So we're gonna use a spin dash, but I'm going to use a timing on the ceiling spikes to get through here without getting hit. I should probably use an herb, but I'm feeling risky today, so I'm gonna get this item. Push him out of the way. Perfect. Worked. So as long as I don't mess up this room, we should be fine. Gonna use spin dash again on a specific timing to avoid the damage from these spikes. And there we go. Perfect. The reason why I did not heal is because healing, not only have I limited healing resources, but also it makes the death warps slower. So at certain points I will try to get hit on intention just to prepare a death warp that's incoming. Not many times, but right now it was a little bit of time save, but of course it's riskier. It's always risk versus reward with your HP management in this game. Okay, we're gonna use spin dash again to get past these guys. And we're gonna go over here. Perfect, Ludos Melody. This is what I want to see. Now we have access to the hidden village of Ituri in the first continent. Our friend Lily lives there, and we have the necklace, so next time we go there we can just full clear the place basically, which is optimal. But we have 2 more rooms that we want to do here. Gonna kill this guy, I'm gonna be a little bit safe and kill these 2 guys. And now I'm gonna activate a shortcut by jumping down twice on this platform. This opens this tunnel, and now I'm at the bottom of the room. I just need to get through one more enemy using a jump attack. Perfect, did not hit me. And now I'm going to do this safe again. One more spin dash to get rid of these guys. And now I'm going to use this same trick again, but with a damage boost this time. Perfect. And now I'm Another red jewel. Oh, I need to take care of my inventory really soon. Because you see, as you can see, I only have 5 slots. Luckily, I can use these red jewels out of my inventory anytime I want. But the diamond block or the mushroom drops, for example, they can only be used in certain locations. So I need to be careful. I need to think about where I want to go next. But right now, one more room left. But this is by far the easiest room. You just need to use spin dash a couple times at certain spots to get across these ramps. So, since you're invincible in spin dash, you just need to remember where to use it. It's a bit of a maze with a lot of wrong directions you can go, but we're just gonna go straight through this. Spin here to get across this. Oops. Go through the middle of these guys. Here you need to use spin dash at the top of this smaller ramp to get across this big ramp. Gonna keep it charged up, use it here to get past these guys, and one more time at the bottom of the stairs. There we go. Room finished. Perfect. And I found a crystal ring. Cool. Now the boss rush would be in logic, because I have access to the Babel Tower and I have the aura and the crystal ring. But like I said, I don't want to do the boss rush unless it's absolutely necessary, because the boss rush takes a very long time compared to the other dungeons where there could be bosses. But it's a possibility to get to statue number 6. Okay. I also have almost everything that I need to get to Princess Cara. I just need the magic dust to actually free her. So we're going into another minor dungeon. Usually I would avoid minor dungeons because there might be Kara at the end, and if I don't have the magic dust, I can't free her. But since I know where she is, these minor dungeons are now basically free for me to investigate and get the items. I'm going to go through the mushroom dungeon, which is everybody's favorite dungeons, and everybody who tells you otherwise is lying. This is the perfect, absolute greatest dungeon in the world, and there's nothing weird about it or unfun about it at all. It's just narrow pathways with enemies that can fly or shoot or get in your way or spit acid or conjure fireballs. And it's not tedious. Oh, I'm gonna use an herb here right now because I got hit one too many times. Yeah, I'm just kidding, of course. This is a very, very tedious dungeon, and since you don't have any space to avoid the enemies, it's really easy to get hit by accident, and these enemies, they do hurt a lot. And this is actually an item that I'm very happy to see. This is the teapot. This is another of the travel items. I already have open worlds, but I can still have the secondary travel options to each location, and this is one of these quote-unquote secondary items. And this will give me access to the Seaside Palace, which is really good, because in the Seaside Palace I know I will get my slider ability, which is the last one I might need. So I'm really happy to see that. Definitely made a good choice by going here first. Now I'm just going to get the rest of the items. And the reason why it's good to go into this dungeon right now is because I have 3 mushroom drops. In this dungeon there are broken vines that I can only repair with the mushroom drops. So you can go here with just 1 drop or with just 2 drops and basically try your luck. But like in every randomizer, it's preferable to wait until you can full clear this place. Just go here once and get everything done. Although it's not as punishing to double dip this place, because most of the items are located in the side rooms, and if you come back with the 3rd mushroom drop, for example, you can just avoid all the side rooms, run straight to the middle, and I'm gonna get hit right now, right? Yeah, messed it up. I forgot to equip the mushroom drop, which is, oh my god, what am I doing? Which is not that great. So it's not that, it's still tedious, but it's not the end of the world if you have to double dip this dungeon. Okay, I'm gonna kill this guy because he will conjure these fireballs and he will get annoying later. Right now in this room there are many of these fairy enemies that conjure these fireballs, and they will follow me all across the screen, so I will need to be constantly moving and avoid these guys. The problem is I have to go back again after I got this item, so I need to get my spin dash to get through the hitboxes and hope there's not too many of them on screen at the same time, but there were. Ooh, that was lucky. That was lucky that I did not get hit more in here. Because once you have more than 3 of those guys in stream, the game is getting super laggy, and yeah, your inputs basically take forever to be executed. So I was very, very lucky to get this without getting hit more. Okay. Using spin dash to not get hit by the spiders. There are also 3 dark spaces in this dungeon, so it's usually a good idea to go in here when you're still looking for your abilities, even if you don't have every mushroom drop, but obviously I have my abilities, so I'm disregarding the dark space checks right now. Wow, you're mean. You're so mean. Okay, he's coming down, that's fine. He's staying in the middle, that's fine too. Gonna get another lag spike here, that's fine. Hop over these mushrooms, and there's the second to last item, and it's an HP upgrade. Perfect, because this HP upgrade also doubles as a full heal. So it doesn't matter that I got hit in the other room. I'm back to full HP, which is now 12. It used to be 11, but with the upgrade it's now 12. HP upgrades that come from boxes only raise your max HP by 1. If you get it from a boss, it will raise your max HP by 3. Okay, so I can now damage boost to this guy. That's not a big problem. Just one more room and then I'm at the end. And then I want to death warp anyway, so now I'm gonna take some intentional hits. Well, probably not in this room, because usually the enemies move out of your way if you just keep moving. Okay, so this is pretty good. We can do a lot of stuff now. And we got 3 items out of our inventory, which is super cool. And we found another travel item, which is also very useful, which I'm gonna use right now actually. Mostly to get it out of the inventory, but also because it's the fastest way to get around right now. So we're gonna use this ferry to death warp. And we're going back to the city of Euro, turn in the Will, and now I have a passageway between Will and between Euro and Watermere, which is also pretty good. And like I said, in the Overworld Shuffle, these travel items would be much differently useful each time. Do I need to get... No, that was just a hieroglyph. I can get that later. We're going to go back to Continent 1 right now, to South Cape, because there's a lot of stuff I can do here right now. And one of that is going to the secret village of Ituri, or Ituri, if you want to pronounce it as an European or an American, I suppose. We're going to use the the Lola melody for that. We're going to stand on this field and play the magic melody, and then the village will appear. Yeah, so right now I'm still looking for more boss locations. I have 1 Mystic Statue number 4. You can see it in the tracker. I need 2 more. Doesn't matter which ones, because player choice. So I'm thinking since the secret dungeon is behind 40 red jewels and I just found my 38th one, I might just do the bonus dungeon and kill the bonus boss for statue number 6. And then I just need 1 more boss, but I'm pretty far away from many bosses right now. I need 4 items to get to the boss in Dungeon 1, the Inca Ruins. I have 1 of those items. Can get a hint here. Sam is a red jewel. Okay, that's not helpful. I need 4 crystal balls to get to the boss in Sky Garden. I have none of those. I need 2 hope statues, 2 Rama statues. Ah, speaking of crystal ball, there is 1. I need 2 hope statues, 2 Rama statues to get to the boss in Mu, the vampire dungeon, the water dungeon, I have one of each, so I'm not that far away. And I need 6 hieroglyphs and Father's Journal to get to statue number 5, which is the Mummy Queen in the pyramid. And as you can see, I have none of those, though I know one of those is at the jeweler's. So technically, I have access to one of those right now. So I'm still a bit worried where I'm gonna find my bosses. So we're going straight into another great dungeon. This is Inca Ruins. Inca Ruins is great because double dipping in this dungeon is absolutely pain-free and no time loss at all, because there are a lot of shortcuts that I can activate by clearing out these orbs. So this is just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run basically straight up to the just in second room before the boss, and if I don't find any way to access the boss room at that point, I will just nope out of the dungeon and come back later once I have, because getting back to that room will basically take no time at all, because I have all these shortcuts. I'm gonna open one shortcut right now. And then I'm gonna go just deeper into the dungeon and get some more items. There's 7 items here in total, but 1 item is locked behind the boss. There's only 1 item that is locked behind the boss, which is the Inca gold chip item. So yeah, I will only be able to get 6 of those items. And as you can see, since I'm now on continent 1, these enemies hurt a lot less. They just deal 1 point of damage to me. So getting hit here is way less scary than it was in the pyramid or in Mount Cress even. Gonna open one more shortcut here just to be safe. I probably won't need it, but safety never hurt anyone. Gonna solve this riddle. I'm gonna move statues on these gold plates with my telekinesis, and I've made one of those statues come to life so he can move on it on its own, and I'm gonna stand on the 4th one, open the door. I'm also gonna use a little speedrun technique to get to this item a bit faster. Come on. Thank you. I'm gonna hit this enemy through the wall by using something that's called extended hit. Basically, I'm running up against the wall, and in the very last frame, I'm hitting the attack button, so my hitbox gets extended by just a single pixel, but that single pixel is enough to hit this guy through the wall, which is very useful. So this is the place where you usually learn another melody. The melody we haven't heard yet, the wind melody. Obviously, in this randomizer, it's just a random item that I get here. It's another red jewel. Perfect. I'm kind of okay with finding red jewels, because I have access to the bonus dungeon, and I don't have access to the final boss yet. I will still need my slider for that, but I know where slider is. So in my head, we're already at 2 boss kills. Okay, now we're going to go the other way, which I didn't go earlier, and we're going to get one more item. Gonna use a little glitch to kill these statues a little bit faster, and we're gonna use another glitch to skip the entire middle section of this dungeon. We're going to use this ladder and this enemy to kinda freak the game out a little bit. And now we can climb through the floor into this door, and we're right at the second to last room. And yeah, now we skipped the entire middle part. I'm just gonna backtrack for one last treasure chest that's up here. But yeah, this skip was found in the randomizer, but it's been so useful that it's used in every single category of the speedrun as well. And yeah, saves about a minute of time, of actual playtime. Okay, I'm gonna still kill this guy to get a shortcut. I could use the ladder glitch again, or sea ladder as it's called, to get down here again, but I can also just use the shortcut and then jump down. And we're on our way to the last item I can get, and I hope it's something useful, because so far all I've found are red jewels, and right now red jewels are trash, because I don't get anything extra for more red jewels that I find. So, yeah. Sadly, I did not get great items in here, but at least I have the shortcuts to the first boss, should I find the other items. So it wasn't that great. But I still have the teapot, which I found earlier, and we're going to use it right now. We're going to open up another travel section in the Moon Tribe. I've been at the Moon Tribe already. But I couldn't do much here. But now that I have the teapot, I can call these spirits. And these spirits want to give me a lift. And now these spirits are in Sky Garden 2. So I can talk to him again and go to the Sea Palace, which is the one location I could not go yet because this door is locked and I haven't found a key for it. But I want to go here very badly because there I know that Spin Dash is going to be in this dark space, but I'm going to get the items first and get Spin Dash as last, because as it stands right now, I cannot get out of this place, so I will need to use a Dark Space Warp to get out of here. So we're going to save it for last, but the first item that I found is already great. It's an Inca statue A, which is used for the boss in Inca. I still need one more statue and a wind melody to open the final door. So, pretty good find. And the reason why I kinda skipped going here earlier, I don't have access, but I also have two fetch quest items here, quote-unquote fetch quest. The first one is the coffin item. I need my friend Lily for that, because Lily can transform into a dandelion seed and then fly in here and open the coffin, which has a hieroglyph tile, which is kinda okay. And the other one is the purification stone, which I found earlier, which I can put into the Fountain of Evil in the basement. And then all these monsters you see on the screen right now, they can be turned back into human. And when they're human, one of them will give me another item. So that's what we're gonna do. Gonna get one more treasure chest up here. A crystal ball, a second one. Cool. So I'm a Rama or a Hope statue away from boss number 3. I am 2 crystal balls away from boss number 2. Or I am a wind melody and an Inca statue away from boss number 1. And I'm still 5 items away from boss number 5. So I'm not seeing that happening. I think it will be one of the first 3, but depends on what I see next. It's another red jewel. Okay. Glad you never fail to disappoint me, Buffy. We called this NPC Buffy in the vanilla game. He would say something about, "No, I'm gonna go slay the vampires." That's why we call him Buffy. But yeah, sometimes he's not worth the trouble to purify everything and then run all the way up again to get him. But this is definitely worth getting. This is Slider. Slider is another ability that deals a lot of damage and gives me a lot of invincibility frames. And it's also used to slide through narrow passages. And that allows me access to a couple more dungeons. And since I can't get out of the Sea Palace on a normal way, I'm gonna have to use a Dark Space Warp again. And now I can go clear some dungeons I haven't been before, but I'm just remembering I skipped an item in the diamond mine and it's really bugging me. So I will just see if I can get that. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm just gonna go through this one item and then basically nope out of it again. It's just bugging me to leave something uncompleted. Yeah, I've already talked about logic settings. We have completable, beatable, and chaos logic. There's also a difficulty. Right now I'm playing on normal difficulty. There's also easy, hard, and extreme. On easy, you would have lower prices on the jeweler, for example, and the the randomization of the item is less leaning towards double dipping into dungeons and stuff like that, so it's gonna basically give you a pretty clear direction where it expects you to go next. On hard, some more double dipping might be required. Oh, and it's a red jewel, so it was a waste of time. Okay, never mind. And do I want to def warp? No, I have so much HP. I think it's faster to just dark space warp out of here. And on extreme, it's even meaner. It's gonna require you to double dip almost certainly, and it's also going to disable the hints that are in the game. So these 11 NPCs that give you certain hints, they will just say "nice try, Dodongo," and basically you'll have to feel your way through the seed. Right now my hints have been super helpful in the start, but on extreme difficulty I'd have to guess, so I wouldn't have been able to skip all these dark spaces that I have and save out a lot of time. So yeah, that's also something that can be set. And right now we're going into a dungeon I have not been able to access before, which is the Angel Village dungeon. I need Slider to clear this dungeon, so now that I have Slider, I can get 5 items out of there. I'm still looking for my magic dust as well, so I will need to get that soon. Otherwise, I might have to do something a little more risky. But let's get this dungeon first. Pretty straightforward dungeon. Just run to the end, get the items, and be done with it. Not too many difficult enemies. Have to kill these snapdragons that block the doors, but with Slider it's not that big of a problem if I hit them correctly. If not, I still have jump attacks or spin dash. A couple of riddles with hidden doors, but it's pretty basic. There we go. Gonna Slider through this narrow passage to get an item. Sadly, it's just a red jewel. Everything above 40 is just wasted in this seed, so I will not... I will not be as happy to see those anymore. They are just trash items at this point. But, yeah. I need to check items now, and this is a good place to get a lot of items in a very short time, because this is already the last room. Gonna get some intentional hits here to make the def warp faster. And the last items are all in the back here. One is an hidden item in a pot, and the last 3 are locked behind riddles. Ah, it's nothing. Okay, that was a second dot, so got that out of the way too. We're gonna get one more hint from this guy. This guy got stuck for... Yeah, I know that, buddy. And these are the riddles. I need to check both rooms and find the difference. Like in this room, the jar has been moved by 1 tile. And these are randomized, of course. So I need to take a look at them and see what's different. That rock was not green in the other room. And here's the room that I'm most interested in, with treasure chests. It's another red jewel. Hopefully the other one is not. The room looks the same, so the content of the chest is different. It's a hieroglyph tile. Okay. That's not too bad. That's another boss item, but it's not the boss item I would like to have seen. And what we have here, there's an extra rock down here. Okay, now that I've cleared the riddles, Ishtar the Painter will give me a last item. And it is a mine key A. Okay, but Sam has a red jewel. There was a hint about it. So this mine key A is actually not helping me at all. Huh. What can I do? What can I do? We could do the bonus dungeon right now. We have slider now, so I can get to the boss, and there's one more item hidden there. It's just a bit dicey because the enemies in the bonus dungeon, they hurt like a truck. So I could very easily die in there, but I think it might be worth right now. So what we're gonna do is we're going to talk to the jeweler here in Angel Village, which is this guy. He's giving me another hieroglyph tile, and now he's gonna transport me to the bonus dungeon. And these the enemies look like the enemies we've seen in the Diamond Mine, but they are way, way, way stronger. And they really, yeah, like I see, they really, really hurt a lot. And I need to be very careful. So in this dungeon, as an exception to the other dungeons, I will kill a lot of enemies. That's also because I want to reduce lag. When these beholders shoot their lasers, and many of them shoot at the same time, the game can just lag out because of the ghost overlay that this dungeon has. So I want to get rid of a couple of them, or many of them, not only to make my life easier, but also for lag reduction. Like you see here, the dungeon lagged out, and I was pressing the button, I swear, Your Honor, it just wouldn't move. Okay. That was the difficult part, this zigzag area. Now I just need to get towards the item. And it's a crystal ball. Perfect. That's what I want to see. I'm one crystal ball away from the Dungeon 2 boss. And now I'm going to do the bonus boss, and I'm going to use a little strat for this boss. It used to be super hard, because when the enemies hurt that much, you can imagine how much the boss must hurt. But there's actually a little strat you can use to make this boss basically easy. It's called the God Pixel. I'm going to focus and set it up real quick. Perfect. So what did I do? I triggered the text box, "You are not equipped." And you've seen me do this a lot of times already. Now it's a good time to explain. When I use this text box, I can buffer a certain input. And when I buffer direction inputs, like I just did right now, I'm moving a specific number of pixels. And by that, I could manipulate myself and the boss into a position where he shoots at me, but he will never hit me, but I'm able to hit him. That's the God Pixel strat. And it's possible because you move a specific, clearly defined number of pixels. When you see me use it in dungeon, usually I buffer attack inputs so I can charge up my abilities while running and not go through the attack animation. But in this time, I used it to get to that specific pixel. And that gives me statue number 6. If you kept close eye on my tracker, you saw that my stats did not go up this time. That's because killing the bonus boss does not grant you any stat upgrades. That's only the boss rush that would give you the stat upgrades. So I did not get stronger by killing this boss, but the statue still counts. And right now there are 2 places I could go. That would make sense. And one is a risk and one is a little bit safer but longer, but I think I'm gonna go with safe and long right now. I'm going to go into Angkor Wat. I've dipped in here once because there's one treasure chest right at the entrance. But there are 6 more items in here. I can get all of them right now. But the problem is I need to go a long, long way before I reach any more items. So it's a big time investment going here. Also, I could not go here earlier because I need Spin Dash, Dark Freya, or and Slider to go here. So yeah, I needed that slider to get in here. Gonna kill this wall bug so this passage opens up. There we go. Dodge this guy. These enemies also hurt a lot. So I need to be a little bit mindful of my HP, but at the same time this dungeon is basically on rails. I know exactly how everything will move when I move a certain way, so the chances of me getting hit are actually not that big, except for the garden. The garden has these nasty flies that zoom around the screen completely random, and they can get in a hit or two, which would be pretty annoying if it happens, but I'm just gonna hope that the flies are kind to me. It's the magic dust. Perfect. Oh, this is good. Actually, we're going to... Yeah, we're going to switch up. I'm going to do one more room because I can open up... I'm back at the starting room right now. I basically just went one circle around the entrance area. I could go deeper into the dungeon, but now that I have the magic dust, I can free Princess Kara. And there's 4 more items in the dungeon with Princess Kara, so we're going to open this shortcut just in case. But we're going straight to Kara. We're going straight to... I can actually get a health refill like that. We're going straight to free the princess and hopefully find one of my boss items along the way. So right now there's a little bit of overworld travel time included. There's another option which is called dark space warping that can be activated to the seat. Basically that allows you to switch between every dark space you visited when you talk to Gaia in the dark space. So for example, if you already been to the prison cell dark space, you could just hop in any dark space and then warp directly there. It saves a lot of travel time, overworld travel time, so it makes the seats faster, but it also makes it a little more confusing for newcomers to, or for viewers who don't know the game to watch. So I did not include it this time, but it could be used to shave off about good 10 on a 100% seat, a good 10 minutes of the time, because just of overworld traveling, depending on the seat, of course. Okay, we're in Edward's Castle. This is the very first dungeon you would work your way through at the start of the game, so I'm not in danger of dying in here at any time. Enemies deal 1 HP damage, but the enemies don't even look at me. The only guys who kinda have it out for me are these water worms that shoot fireballs at me. But yeah, usually I'm so fast that they don't even get close to me. So we're just gonna work our way through here, grab all the items along the way. Gonna get this hidden item here, the Mu Palace key, a little bit late, buddy. But thanks anyway. We've already had access to the Mu Sea Palace by using the teapot. There we go. He's there too. Gonna use orb cancelling again to get through these doors a little bit faster. Gonna try to get an early cycle on these spears. Whoops. Ah. Oh, still made it. Huh. I thought I messed up, but I still made it. Gonna push you to the side. Jump down here for this hidden room. A statue of hope. Perfect. Now I'm one Rama statue away from boss number 3, which would be fine as well. Okay, we're gonna go through this room, and there's Lily again. She's gonna help me in this room as well. She's gonna push the left button. I'm gonna push the right button on 3, and then the door will open. So Lily was required to get to this point of the dungeon. And now I'm in the back. I just need to transform one more time. And hit a switch that is out of reach for Will. I cannot even reach it with extended hits, so I will have to transform in here. So going into this dark space. Gonna pick Shadow, because why not? And we're just going to work our way to the end of the dungeon. Get the switch, which is out of reach for Will. Gonna go through here. A little iframe dash here. Need to kill these red skeletons. Whoops. I was a bit slow, no problem. Father's journal, okay, not what I wanted to see, but maybe useful, depending what the seed has in mind for me. And now we're at the end. We're gonna transform back to Will real quick. And there's one more hidden item in these barrels. It's a hieroglyph tile. Ah, okay. And there is Princess Kara. We're gonna save her, and Harry Wish is waiting there for you. And now we have 2 Gomods conditions met. We have the aura, we have the princess. We just need one more statue. Mystic statue, so one more boss kill. We cannot do the boss rush right now, because the boss rush would only give me statue 6, which I already have, so that's not useful. Instead, we are going to go to Moo, because I just found a second hope statue. So I can drain all the water in the water dungeon. Gonna put this one down just in case I get into trouble with any items. I'm going to use the key we just found to open this. So I need 2 more hieroglyphs, a wind melody and an Inca statue, one crystal ball or 1 Rama statue. Either of those items will help me. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to get the last 4 items in here, which is super fast now that I have Slider, because I can use a lot of shortcuts. So this is one of those dungeons where double dipping does not hurt as long as you go in with 1 hope statue and then return with a second one. And with Slider, of course. And now there's 4 more items to be gotten. There's a red jewel, which is a dot. Luckily, there cannot be too many more red jewels. Oops. Messed this up. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna push it to the side. No problem. And now I'm going to get through here. And now that the water is gone from the lower section as well, I'm gonna get the lower section items first. And gonna get the 1 middle section item as last, because the way there is actually quite long. Another red jewel. That's not what you want to see. And Rando does Rando things. He's gonna really make me work for the last item. But remember, there's also still Angkor Wat. We just had the first item, the first 2 items in the front. There's still 5 more items waiting in the back. And should push come to shove, there's still the Killer 6 item in the pyramid, which I skipped. So I still have a couple of options. But I really hope I find it here, because this is the fastest dungeon to get. It's another red jewel. Wow, you're so mean. Why are you so mean, dungeon? Why are you so mean, Seed? Blame Bagoo. Don't Bagoo me, who created this dungeon, this randomizer, and very many of the settings he's not as active anymore, but it's still in good taste to blame Bagoo when everything goes wrong. So we're now working our way to the last item, and I did not mind getting hit a couple of times, but right now I got bullied by the flasher and the fire snake, which was not as great, but I should still be fine. Slider through here, and we're gonna try another speedrun strat here. We're going to move this bouncer. Go away, flasher. And now we're going to basically use frame perfect inputs to get bounced all the way up instead of pushing that thing or pulling that thing all the way to the top, which saves a little bit of time. And now we're going to a hidden item that is hidden here. Whoops, not that big a deal. It's a fire upgrade. Ah, dang it. So that was not what I hoped to see. That was 4 useless items, basically. The hieroglyph tile might be useful, but I don't really see it, so I guess we're going back to Angkor Wat. I hoped I could have avoided that, but yeah, Seed says no, you're gonna show us all the dungeons, because this is an exhibition seed. So that's what we're gonna do. Back to Euro, back to Angkor Wat. The good thing is, because I opened the shortcut, I don't have to do all the tedious running around again. I can just run straight into the garden. And the problem there is I still need to get to the back of the dungeon to actually save some... get closer to the items. But first I need to cross the garden, and there are my favorite flies. And these flies are kinda annoying because they're super fast and they just zip around like crazy. Come on. Would you please? Would you kindly? Thank you. Gonna use the spin dash here. Ooh, that was not good. Gonna take a heal here, no problem. And now there's a passage where I would need to use Earthquaker to get past it, but what I can also do is I can use Freedan and use the Dark Freya to basically kill an enemy off screen or kill an enemy before it activates. Earthquaker would normally stun that enemy, and when it's stunned I can walk past it, but if I kill it before it activates, that also works to get past here. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm going to use the... And it's actually nice I got a Dark Freya upgrade for that, because it makes that skip a little bit easier. I'm gonna just get rid of this enemy first, and as you see, it only takes 2 hits now that I have both upgrades. And now I kill this guy, and he can't block my passage anymore, and I'm free to go deeper into the dungeon. This is the Earthquake skip, randomizer style. Okay, this hit was intentional, because I want to be Will again now. The easiest way to transform back to Will is dying. So we're just gonna set this save point in the middle of the dungeon. And then we're going to backtrack a little bit to get one more item. And then die to transform back into Will. And since this is the only dungeon that has save points in... Oh, this is good. Now we're just one item away. Oh, so many ways we're just one item away from Go mode. It's infuriating. Kinda. Yeah, we're going to use that technique of setting a save point and then transform and then using it to transform back into Will. That's only used here because this is the only dungeon that has save points in the middle of the dungeon. And yeah, so one more thing that makes Angkor Wat very unique. Also the great music and the fact that it's so super long. This is much longer than the Great Wall or Sky Garden, for example, but it's just a minor dungeon, meaning it's just... Oh, there's my Go mode. There was my Go mode. That was a crystal ball. We're done. GG. The theories are that this was supposed to be another major dungeon with a boss fight at the end, but sometime during development it got just cut out. So I'm not gonna get the rest of the items. I could climb up here certain floors and get more items done. I'm not gonna do that. We're just going to finish the seed now. I'm going to save and quit. And now we are going to kill our last boss. And I guess we're going to kill all our bosses as Will right now, which is not the best way. It's certainly faster to kill them as Shadow when you can, but in this dungeon the problem is the one dark space that I could reach easily had an ability, so I can't use it to transform, and getting to the other dark spaces and getting back into the central room would take more time than just 2 cycling or 3 cycling it as Will. This is Viper. He shoots his feathers, then he flies up, and then he does his crystal breath thingy, but by using jump attacks, I can just dodge the feathers and get a lot of hits in, and within 2 or 3 rotations he dies. And this means I'm now in Go mode. I'm ready. I'm going to get into the nearest dark space, do another safety save. I got 2 more HP upgrades and 1 more defense upgrade, which is fine. And just gonna do a safety save here, and then we're going to face Dark Gaia, which triggers the final cutscene. I'm combining the Mystic Statues, Kara, and the Aura, and we're going to transform into Shadow one more time, and it's Morphin time! This is actually a randomized quote. He says something differently each time you fly up, and now we could just have the final boss ahead of us, which is the Dark Gaia boss fight. But, and I'm saying this with the marathon in mind, there is a secret final boss in the randomizer, which is called Apocalypse Gaia, which has 5 boss phases instead of the standard 2, and which is a lot harder and a lot more nerve-wracking to fight. And that would be a great... Oops, I did not have the aura equipped. That would be a great donation goal to upgrade the final boss fight to Dark Gaia. From Dark Gaia to Apocalypse Gaia. Oops. And I should focus just a little bit. I still have a lot of herbs left. I'm not in risk of dying, but this is usually just an auto-scroller. This phase, you don't need to pay too much attention here. And if necessary, I can just sink into the floor with the aura and avoid damage while the animation is taking place. So this phase is usually not that difficult. I'm just not paying attention. There we go. 2 more hits. And then we're going into phase 2. And this phase I need to get 14 hits in. There's a way you can recycle this if you get 5 hits in 2 phases. Let's see if I can make it. Ah, got an extra orb, which is not optimal. Okay, just got 4 hits in, which means I need to 5 in the next time. Basically, she shoots these laser orbs that are homing. I need to block those. Then there are these bubbles. I need to burst them before they touch me. And then there's the big mouth laser, which she shoots. And I need to use the aura to dodge that. But before she shoots that laser, she's vulnerable for a very brief time frame. And I try to get as many hits in as possible. I got my 5 hits in, which is great. I could still recycle this if I get 5 hits in the next phase. Otherwise, it's going to be a 4 cycle. Which is about 20-second time loss, so it's not substantial, but it is a little time loss. Yeah, it's gonna be a 4 cycle. Because I used the herb, I did not get the first frame to hit her. Not a big deal, like I said. Just 4 of these orbs. Although there is a 1 in 4 chance that she gives me an additional orb, so... Let's see if Gaia is trolly or not. There we go. Time. And killed the boss. And like I said, if Apocalypse Gaia was unlocked, this would have 3 more boss phases, which are a lot harder. But I'll keep that for the marathon. Yeah, this was the Illusion of Gaia randomizer. I would give you an estimate of 2 hours for this. That would also be included if any of the options are activated, like the Overworld Shuffle or the Boss Shuffle, and Apocalypse Gaia. Usually I will not take the 2 hours. This is like the everything goes wrong and I have to double dip everywhere and I die a lot of times. Time frame, so this is always going to be the highest. You could just use it to make up for time that gets lost elsewhere, or I could prepare a second seed, which is just a red jewel hunt, and we could play that for the remainder of the time. And maybe I have something for a donation incentive for that red jewel hunt as well. I'm just gonna put it in with a 2-hour estimate. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Hope you're considering this for the marathon. And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.